This is the area. In military terms, if this turns into a war, it would be called a theater. And what we've done is we've presented you with the basic geography so you could see where Iran is and you could see all the Gulf states. All those little points you see with the American flags in circles, that right there, my friends, are U.S. military installations, U.S. military bases. And as you can see, they are all over the place. Let's start with a smaller map, just so you can see the Gulf area, because that's where most of this area is, most of the action will be. And there it is right now. Okay, there it is. All right, Stas, let's get started with this. We understand that the missiles last time there was this type of 12-day war, as they call it, came from an area right here. It's called Shiraz. It's just a little village. It's a valley surrounded by mountains. See that point right there?
Yes.
Now, that is 500 kilometers. So they have missiles, we know, that go 500 kilometers and beyond that. But let's start with 500 kilometers. Let's talk about the impact that Iran could have shooting those missiles just from 500 kilometers.
Now, Iran's got three types of missiles that we're looking at. They've got cruise missiles, they've got ballistic missiles, and they've got hypersonic missiles. Well, they have one type of hypersonic missile. Now, the cruise missiles are mostly in the 250 to 500 range.
Right within that circle.
Right within it. Of course, they could be firing from the edge. I mean, all of this area, what most people don't understand, this is all mountains. Mountains, valleys, forests, caves, natural cave systems all over the place, artificial caves and bases built into these mountains. This whole area is redoubt out. So they could be firing from any of these directions.
So when you say redoubt out, that means they're hidden.
They're hidden. They've got underground bases. They've got some of these areas that literally have elevators that can pop up a missile launcher, shoot off the missiles, and lower it back down.
Trump will tell you, yeah, but we could take those out like within 5 minutes. True or false?
You could if you knew where they were at, and you could get your air assets into place to do it. Technically, you could. How many of them? How well hidden they are? We don't know. That's a state secret.
That's interesting that you would say that, because it's not only, let's say, this 500 kilometer. Let's go to 1,000 kilometers if we could, so I can show them the next area that we're talking about. Okay, now we're at 1,000 kilometers. Tell us about the distinction or the difference between those two.
No, first of all, just to add on to what I was saying before that, just to understand how difficult it is to find a launcher. Desert Storm, U.S. had full air dominance. Iraq's right there, open, flat desert. Not a single Scud launcher was ever destroyed. They couldn't find them.
Really?
The Air Force couldn't find them.
I just flew over Iran the other day.
Yeah.
When you look down from that plane, it looks like Mars.
It is.
It's just, all you see is desert and hills and mountains, and it's like, who the hell could find anything in there?
Exactly. That's the whole point. So when they say we could find anything we want, they're lying. They're absolutely lying.
Let's go to 1,000. There it is right now, going all the way to Saudi Arabia and Iraq. What would be the impact?
Now, first of all these bases combined, there used to be 56,000 troops on there. They've lowered that down to about 26,000. So they evacuated 30,000 troops. But there's 30,000 troops, American troops, that's Air Force, Army, Navy, on these bases that are in striking range. And when you're talking 500 kilometers...
That's U.S. fighting men and women.
That's right, U.S. fighting men.
Give me that number again.
Right now, 26,000.
26,000.
That's not counting Iraq and Syria. Now,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
So they're all within striking range. They're not very far. They can run from that.
What about, we keep hearing about submarines and aircraft carriers. I think the Abraham Lincoln is over here.
Right. Well, it's actually further down here out in the Indian.
But it's in these waters here.
Right.
That would come into play later.
That would.
And I think I have something that I want to show you. Have we got the video of the military exercises? I wanted you to see this because Iran has just put out videos of military exercises that they're doing to show what they have the capability of doing in those waters that we were just showing in the bottom of the map, which is actually on the floor. Right. Well, this is what they say they can do. I've got two videos I'm going to show you here. This is the first one, and hang tight because there's another one coming after this. I want to show you both of these, and then we can comment on them. This next one is them resolutely showing what they can do to take out potentially an aircraft carrier, which their supreme leader has been talking about. What are we seeing in this video? What can we learn or glean from it?
Well, right now what we're seeing is missile gunboats. So this is something that you would use not relatively far out to sea, but in the closer waters, like the Persian Gulf or near waters in the Indian Ocean.
They have missiles?
Of course. That's the number one striking capabilities. They have missiles. They have ship-to-ship missiles. Then you have the problem with the land-bound missiles that they can shoot out.
Right.
Now, here's the kicker.
Okay.
The hypersonic missiles they have, 2,000 kilometer range. Here's the other kicker. If you bring in an aircraft carrier within strike range for the F-18s, F-16s, you're looking at about 1,000 kilometer range before the planes have to be refueled. The refuelers have to come from Cyprus or Israel or these other areas, because these bases right here, they're going to get hit. you're not going to lift refuelers off from there.
Did you see that one shot on that ship? I think they probably put that video out, and that comes in from their news agency to show what they think they could do to U.S. ships out at sea. Could they really do that?
If they're close enough in, yes. If they're for the aircraft carrier like Lincoln, they would use the hypersonic missiles. Now, here's
I have that for you. Don't mean to interrupt.
No problem.
Since we have the video, let's show it. Let's see the video of the hypersonic. This is they call this the Fatah 1.
Right.
Right? Here it is. There's a Fatah 1 and a Fatah 2, by the way.
What you're looking at, the head is the hypersonic section. The rest is a ballistic missile. So the ballistic missile gets it started, gets it going, and then the glide vehicle, which is the front third, it separates out and accelerates to Mach 13, which is, by the way, what the Oreshnik accelerates to. It's maneuverable. And here's the problem that most U.S. planners don't want to admit to. If they're just looking for an aircraft carrier out there with just Iranian assets, it's going to be pretty hard to find. It gets out there in a big ocean. How many satellites overhead? You got over 150 Russian satellites. You got over 300 Chinese satellites. And the Chinese have just deployed Baodu, their super radar system.
I read about that last night.
And it can
detect submarines.
Exactly.
Under the water.
Exactly. They've got a boat out there that's doing intelligence gathering. They can detect the submarines. But here's the thing. This is a synthesis of technologies. Because you've got Russia's deployed the S-300 and the S-400. The S-400 can run everything on its own in a smaller section. Fighter planes, bombers, other launch systems, the control point. It can track the 72 targets, service 24 of those targets at a time. By service, I mean try to destroy them. Destroy them. But if you combine that, these two systems are separate. Right now, what we're seeing is these two systems are being integrated. The Chinese radar system and the Russian air defense systems are being integrated into one unit.
That's a big deal.
It is.
Because you said that, I've got another video I want to show you. Military exercises taking place in the next couple of days. And the Russians, there's a Russian ship. See that right there?
Yep.
That 545, that's a Russian ship. It's just come in, and they're going to be joining forces with the Chinese military and the Iranian military just to do military exercises in that region. I guess I have two questions for you. What's the significance of this, and what's the message they're trying to send?
Russia, China, and Iran have a pact. So you're watching alliances form in real time. This is a direct threat to the U.S. Don't do it.